For years, that hum of a jet engine has been the sound of adventure, of travel. But there's a new sound on the horizon. Or maybe a new kind of quiet. We're talking about a total shakeup in how we fly, swapping out jet fuel for batteries. Okay, let's get into this revolution that's literally taking shape in our skies. So you gotta ask, right? Battery-powered airplanes. Is this stuff for real, or is it just science fiction? For the longest time, it definitely felt like a pipe dream. But now, with some major leaps in technology, what seemed impossible is, well, it's quickly becoming the next logical step for the whole aviation industry. And this is the dream they're selling us. Just imagine it. You hail an electric air taxi, take off from a rooftop, and just soar quietly over all that gridlocked traffic below. Companies like Beta, Archer, and Joby are all promising this future, and they say a flight could cost about the same as an Uber. I mean, it sounds incredible. Quieter, cleaner, faster. What's not to love? So what's the holdup? Why aren't we all flying electric already? Well, the vision is absolutely amazing, but the physics, the logistics, that's where things get really, really challenging. And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the problem. Jet fuel is just an energy marvel. It packs about 40 times more energy than our very best batteries, kilogram for kilogram. So to get the same amount of oomph, you need a battery that's just massive. And in the world of aviation, weight is everything. To put that into perspective for you, on some of the most advanced planes out there, like Aviation's Alice, the batteries alone make up a staggering 60% of the plane's entire weight. That leaves almost no room for people or cargo or, anything else. But even with those huge hurdles, something big is shifting. For the very first time, regulators like the FAA are actually creating a clear path to get these new powered lift aircraft certified. This isn't some backroom experiment anymore. The official rulebook for flying electric is being written as we speak. But here's the part that might surprise you. While we're all dreaming of hopping into an electric air taxi, that's not actually where this whole revolution is going to start. The first paying customers for electric flights won't be people flying over cities. Nope. It's going to be boxes flying between warehouses. And this table lays out the real-world game plan perfectly. These companies are being super smart, targeting these smaller, specific markets first to prove the tech works. You can see Beta is all in on cargo and military logistics. Pipistrel, they're already training pilots. Aviation is looking at those short regional flights. And only then do you see companies like Archer and Joby going after that big dream of urban air taxis. You hear this term eVTOL thrown around all the time. It just stands for electric, vertical, takeoff, and landing. So think of it like the best of both worlds, right? It can live straight up just like a helicopter, so no runway needed. But then it tilts and flies forward like an airplane, which is way more efficient. And we're not just talking about one design either. Over on the left, that's Alice from Aviation. It's a real 9-passenger plane that's already flown. It's built specifically for those shorter commuter trips, proving that these planes are being designed for very real, very practical routes. And hey, if you still think this is all just theory and cool-looking models, check this out. This is the Pipistrel Velis Electro. It's not a concept. It is the world's first fully type-certified electric airplane. That means the official aviation bodies have signed off and said, yep, this is safe to fly. It is in the air right now, training the pilots of tomorrow. The tech is real, it's safe, and it's already here. So why the big focus on all these short flights? This chart tells you everything you need to know. A massive 80% of all aviation pollution comes from long-haul flights. The ones over 1,500 kilometers. Today's batteries just can't do that. But they can tackle that other 20% from all those shorter trips. The strategy is so clear. Start where you can actually make a dent. The motivation for this whole shift is just huge. It really comes down to 4 key things. First, operating costs are way lower. Electricity is cheaper than jet fuel, and the motors have fewer moving parts. Second, they are so much quieter. Think about what that means for noise around airports. Third, zero emissions in the air. And finally, using electric motors just lets you get crazy with new, more efficient aircraft designs. Okay, so for those medium-range flights that are still too far for batteries alone, the industry has a really clever solution: hybrid electric planes. They combine a regular engine with electric motors. This way, they can seriously cut down on fuel and emissions without being stuck by the limits of today's batteries. It's the perfect bridge to get us to an all-electric future. But let's bring it back to reality for just a second. As this quote from an industry insider points out, seeing those big, fully electric jetliners we all imagine, well, that's still a ways off. Most experts are saying it'll be another 10 to 20 years before the tech, the charging infrastructure, and all the rules are in place for that to happen. But don't mistake that for a lack of momentum. Not at all. The money tells a completely different story. The market for electrifying planes is already worth over $6 billion, and it's on track to nearly double to over $11.5 billion by 2029. This isn't a niche experiment. This is a massive economic tidal wave. So what does the road ahead actually look like for us? Well, you can expect the very first certified eVTOLs to start flying cargo and maybe some limited passenger trips as soon as 2025. Then, by 2027, we could really see the first all-electric commercial flights on routes like London to Amsterdam. The 2030s? That's when we'll see more and more regional electric and hybrid planes. And that final frontier, true long-haul electric flight, well, that remains the ultimate goal. And this, right here, this really brings us to the ultimate vision. It isn't just about making planes electric, it's about powering those planes with clean energy. This image just captures that future perfectly. A quiet, super efficient plane flying over a world that's powered by renewables. That's the combination that could truly change our skies forever. So what does this all mean? It means electric aviation is no longer a fantasy. The tech is getting certified, the money is pouring in, and the first planes are already in the air. So it really just leaves us with one final, pretty exciting question to think about. We've already started to electrify our cars. Are our skies next?